Hey everybody, happy Tutorial Thursday. Yes, it is a double tutorial day for you on the Beading Dream stream, so welcome. And do I have audio? Oh good, I do have audio. That's always exciting. Welcome to the Beading Dream stream, and we are so happy to see you all out there. I hope everyone is having a fantastic day wherever you are in the wilds of the internet. Today, we are doing a pretty fun and simple project for you all on today's lunchtime crafting, goodness, cat hair and necklaces and everything. Oh my. On today's lunchtime crafting stream, we're going to be doing this one. This is our pearl and leather lasso necklace, lariat necklace. I just got kind of sick of calling everything lariat necklace, which is why this one is lasso necklace. But really the concept here is the same, which is basically this is a necklace that just you know, drops, goes around your neck, the two pearls drop through the middle, and then the cool thing about this one that I really like is that a lot of times lariat necklaces that are constructed like this, where you just have two ends that drop through the middle, is that what happens is that the weight of those two ends, when they drop through the loop here, they'll just pull the necklace just like tight on your neck, just like a choker, which is fine if you like chokers. But if you're like me and you can't actually stand having anything tight on your neck, it's a little bit of a minus for this particular style. I don't like the way that this particular style oftentimes makes me feel on my neck. So the cool thing about this one is it's got this one pearl, and we're going to drill this pearl out just a little bit so that we can get two leathers through it, but it's still nice and tight on there. And what we can do is we can shove this pearl down and essentially lock our lariat in place wherever we want. So, you know, if we want it to be more of a choker with longer tails, we can do that. If we want it to be more of a necklace with shorter tails, we can do that as well. So that's one reason why I definitely like this particular lariat design. But it does of course hinge on being able to find a large hole pearl that you can drill out so that it's going to fit your leathers doubled tightly enough that you can still, you know, that it won't move when you push it down like that. So let's talk tools and supplies for this afternoon's tutorial. You are going to need some leather. So I've got 1.5mm leather. I'm using black today. You're going to need 3 large hole pearls. Now large hole pearls are typically pearls that are drilled with a 2 to 2.5mm hole. So that's what I have here today, and I've got 3 of them. I'm using 2 white and 1 blue just for a little bit of variety. And as far as supplies go, that's literally all that you need. As far as tools go, you're going to need your basics. You're going to need your, you're actually not even going to need your round nose, but you are going to need your chain nose pliers, and you're going to need your wire cutters or a scissors. Either one will work. You are going to need a little scrap of wire. I've got a little piece of 24 gauge here, and then you are going to need a Dremel or a flex shaft with like a 2 or 2.5mm drill bit on it. That's to drill out one of your pearls to make this kind of finish to your lariat. Now if you don't have access to a drill or a Dremel, you can totally ream this out with a bead reamer or even with like a saw blade. You just need to get this hole a little bit bigger so that it will accommodate 2 pieces of your 1.5mm leather. Just 3mm. Again, you want that to be a pretty tight fit, but this is right now a 2mm hole, which is not quite going to be big enough. So we're going to start by drilling out our pearl. So which pearl do I want to use for my finishing? I'm going to go with this one. So I need just some kind of a surface upon which to drill. So I'm going to just use my box, and make sure you're holding your pearl tightly when you drill. Wearing something like super grip gloves is not a terrible idea. Right? I tend to be a little off the cuff and haphazard in my drilling technique, which has led to me puncturing my fingers multiple times. Okay, so again, you know, be safe. Do as I say, not as I do. Don't listen to me for safety advice. I'm a terrible example for safety advice. I am not a role model. I am a cautionary tale. So I've got my Dremel, and I have a 2mm bit on this, which means I'm going to need to kind of use it to ream out my pearl a tad. So I've got my pearl here, and I'm just going to take my bit, and apparently I did not tighten that bit well enough. when I was putting it in my Dremel. So we are going to fix that for a minute. And then we're going to try that again. So yeah, those little wrenchy things, super important when you're tightening your Dremel. Otherwise, what happened to me is going to happen to you, which is your bit's going to contact the thing you're supposed to drill, and it's just going to be like, nope, I'm going to stop now. Alright, so okay, come on, I tightened you. Apparently it's that lunchtime stream. So how's everybody else doing today whilst I fight with my tools? Anybody have anything exciting going on? We're looking forward to a fun day here at the Beading Dreams. Hopefully we will have some... Oh! Yeah, wrong collet nut. That's gonna be fun. But yeah, hopefully we'll have a fun day here at the Beading Dreams. We're looking forward, as usual, to seeing some of our favorite clients and selling some beads. Just generally having a good time. I don't have the right size collet nut. That's going to be a problem. Then I'm going to have to go over to my flex shaft to do it. But yeah, so fun time at the Beading Dreams. We hope it's a nice day here in Dallas. We've finally, I think, exited faux fall. We had our second summer week there, and now we're in actual real fall. So hopefully the temperatures will keep getting better and prettier as we continue on into the fall season. We are, of course, having Spooky Week on the Beading Dreams stream next week. I'm going to be doing all... For anybody who's just tuning in, I have the wrong size collet in my flex shaft, or in my Dremel. So it wouldn't hold my drill bit. So I'm fixing that now, and while I'm fixing, of course, I'm vamping. But yeah, so we have Spooky Week on the Beading Dreams stream next week. We are going to be doing all Halloween-themed classes. Oh, that's so much better. Including spiderweb earrings. I have a fun little soldered pendant for you all, witch's brooms made with kyanite, and a couple of other fun things that I'm going to figure out today. Alright, let's take this the third time's the charm with this Dremel. So again, what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to drill out this pearl just a little bit, just so that it will accommodate my, oh, so much better. So it'll accommodate my leather twice. You gotta make sure that you hold it, because otherwise the drill bit will grab it and it'll just spin. And once again, gloves, not a bad idea for a couple of reasons. Number one, if you just punch through this pearl into your finger, the gloves are going to give you a layer of protection. But number two, friction is a thing. This pearl is going to get hot, and the gloves will help protect your hand from that as well. Now you may notice that I'm not wearing gloves, so once again, that's a do as I say, not as I do situation. Alright, so I've taken my 2mm drill bit, and I've kind of reamed out this pearl. And what you can do if you want to make your hole just a little bit bigger is you can put your drill bit in there, and you can kind of just rotate it around in there, and that's going to give you just a little bit of extra space in that hole. So now we're going to grab our leather, and we're going to see if it fits in the hole that we just drilled. So here's a trick. Okay, let's don't pull down my whole backdrop. So here's a trick if you're trying to get a piece of leather or two pieces of leather, however many pieces of, actually whatever, it doesn't even have to be leather, cord, anything, through a bead that has a fairly tight hole. That's where this little scrap piece of wire comes in handy. And again, I just have a little scrap piece of 24 gauge bronze. It's not anything special. I've got my leather, and I overcut my leather because I think I want to make a bit of a longer, I want to layer it with kind of longer tails. So I have a solid 4 feet of leather here. As far as what I did for my sample, it's probably closer to 3.5 feet of leather, but I'm going to take my scrap piece of wire, and I'm going to put that through my leather like so. So what I have is I've folded my leather in half, so I've got my two ends relatively even, and then this is my center fold, and then I've just taken my wire and I've folded it, or strung it through that center fold. Now I'm going to take my pearl that I drilled out, and I'm going to drop that down over both ends of my wire. So what I'm doing is I'm using my wire here to create kind of a makeshift needle. And then I'm going to grab my chain nose pliers, grab that wire, and just yank that pearl down over that leather. There you go, works like a charm. And so that has sufficient tension that it's gonna work as I need it to work for my lariat, but it will stay put, which is exactly what we want. So then this piece of this piece of wire is not part of the final design. That can just get set to the side, and there you go. Now it is literally just as easy as putting the other two pearls onto the ends of your leather and tying knots. The only real decision that remains here is how long do you want this to be? So, how long do I want this to be? It's a good question. So I think I'm going to do a longer one. I think I want it to be about yay long. So I like to do, when you're doing this, you can do a knot on top and a knot on the bottom of your pearl if you so choose, or you really can get away with just doing a knot on the bottom of your pearl because, you know, gravity is a thing. But I'm going to do, I'm going to turn my phone off. I'm going to do a knot on the bottom and on the top of my pearl. So this is approximately the length that I want my lariat, or lasso as I called it in this class, to be. So just one at a time, I'm just going to take my leather and do just a simple overhand knot, which is just around and through. Pull that nice and tight. And I don't like for my two ends to be even. I like one to be longer than the other, so I'm just going to go a little bit farther down for my second one. And again, around and through. This is just an overhand knot. An overhand knot is the knot that if somebody just ran up to you with a single piece of string and said tie a knot in this, it's probably the knot that you would tie. So just around and through, pull tight. Put your bead on. And this doesn't have to be a pearl, by the way. Like, if you're gonna drill it out, pearls are way easier to drill than most of like your gemstone beads. If you're gonna drill out a gemstone bead, you need a more complicated setup. You're gonna need a water bath, you're gonna need diamond bits, you're gonna need lubricant. You know, pearls you literally can do with just a regular twist drill bit and a Dremel. You don't have to have any of that other stuff. But for these beads at the end, if you have, you know, large hole beads that are gemstones, these don't require being drilled out. So you can use whatever you want for these. Now I'm going to do an overhand knot, and I want to put it right next to my bead. So I'm just going to go around, through, and then here's the trick. If I want this knot to wind up right up against my bead, I'm just going to take my left hand and I'm going to push on the knot. I'm going to take my right hand, I'm going to pull on the long string, like so. And that's going to get my knot right up against my bead. And I'm going to do the same thing on my other side. String my bead on. And again, overhand knot is just around and through, so literally just make a loop and pull your cord through. And then grab the end with your right hand, push on the knot with your left hand, and just push it down towards your bead, like so. And then you can cut this however close you want. If you want to cut it right flush with your bead, you can totally do that. If you're going to do that though, you really should put a dot of glue just on the end of your knot, just to make sure that nothing comes undone. I actually like to leave myself a little bit of extra, so I'm going to cut about 1/4 of an inch away from that bottom knot. And if you're going to do that, then it's not necessary that you use any glue, because there's enough extra there that there's really not a very good chance that your knot's going to pull through and come untied, which is exactly what you want. And then to wear this, you're just going to take your two ends, put it around your neck, drop them through the loop, get your hair out of there, pull it up to however tight or not tight you want it on your neck, and then just take that pearl and pull that down like so. And that is your pearl and leather lasso necklace. Yes, this was like a 15-minute lunchtime stream tutorial. I do those every once in a while, but it's a really fun one. Like, again, it's nice to have those in your toolbox of like, oh crap, I forgot, I have a girls' dinner and it's somebody's birthday and I have to bring a present. And this is literally something, if you have the supplies, that you can whip up in the 15 minutes before you have to walk out the door. So thank you all so much for hanging out with us on the Beading Dreams stream for our quick lunchtime tutorial today of our pearl and leather lasso necklace. I'm Allison from Beading Dreams in Dallas, Texas. We are an actual brick and mortar retail bead store, and we are here on Lovers Lane in Dallas. We're going to be opening up in about half an hour, so we are here from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday to feed your need to bead. If you're not local in Dallas, of course, you can find us on this channel, twitch.tv/Beading Dream. 5 times a week with complimentary tutorials. We stream Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at 6 p.m. Central Time, plus Thursdays at noon with complimentary tutorials. We also do Zoom crafty cocktail hours. We're going to be doing one of those this Friday at 6 p.m. and we do live merchandise sales every Wednesday and every Saturday at 7:30 p.m. It is Torch Thursday on the Beading Dreams stream tonight. That means we are going to be doing this. This is going to be our soldered wire filigree pendant. This one is fun. Possibilities really are endless as far as what you can do with this technique. So everyone have a fantastic rest of your Thursday, and we'll see y'all back on this channel, twitch.tv/Beading Dream tonight at 6 p.m.